Okay, so I was having some thoughts about things I wanted to talk about today, and I may still get to those, or I might not, because I got a little bit of a detour on the plans, as per the normal, really. And I didn't do a video earlier. So, there's been a few things that have shifted as far as what I want to talk about. First is, well, I mean, doesn't have to be the first, but we'll roll with it. Okay, I talked about yesterday how I ended up on a little bit of a downward spiral with the crap that I happened into with the stuff with my mom. And then, just had a bunch of things that seemed to be going wrong. And after skating and using a whole lot of salt, I feel like I cleared a lot of that out of my system. I did, however, still end up crying last night because that's what I do just randomly. Maybe a little bit this morning, but I don't really remember. I think it was mostly last night. All kind of blurs together after a while. So, oh, really cool thing happened today. Okay, first off, I decided to say yes to an opportunity that I wasn't sure I was going to. And then I saw this thing a little bit ago on Instagram that said something to the effect of choosing to walk through the doors that open for you. I don't remember what it said, but to affirm, do that, right? Do the things that show up that you feel intrigued by and your heart says to go that way. Do the things, right? So this morning I went ahead and signed up to do the thing. And was really there's been so many things that had to align just right for this opportunity to even show up. And I watched a Kino Tarot reading last night, and there were like a couple things she said specifically that felt like a great big encouragement to do the thing. And so I went ahead and did the thing. It was funny because one of the things she was talking about, she was talking about how she says, I see you kind of nervously debating on whether to do something and then going ahead and like clicking the button and, setting it in motion, even though you have the anxiety about it, right? it was just like that. So I did. And today has been interesting. Okay, so after that, I got up early today because I wanted to get a start on the day. My aunt and uncle are going to be coming over tonight. My dad's second to youngest brother and his wife. And I like his wife a lot more these days. She used to kind of intimidate me, but now like every time we're around each other, she just goes on and on about how much she loves my energy and likes being around me and all this stuff. It's like, okay, I'll take it. Yeah, and I don't know, like they were coming over, so they're going to be coming over, but apparently my mom and dad agreed to meet them over at my brother's house before they come over here. Dog in the water bowl. So since I got delayed on doing a video earlier, I figured I almost went over to my brother's house with my parents and Gracie, and that ended up, well, Gracie was motivated to go over there, so it's like, you know what? I'm going to not go. And not because Gracie's going, but because I wanted to do the video. I hadn't done one today. And Gracie's staying all night tonight, so now is the opportunity. And yeah. So since I've been threatening to clean my bathroom for a while, I wanted to get up early and actually clean the bathroom today, since there's actually reason to motivate me to do that, since somebody's coming over. It's kind of an annoying situation, though, because my mom said last night they were coming over here. She obviously knew they were coming over here. They're meeting over there, and then afterwards they're going to come back here, and we're like ordering pizza and visiting and all that fun stuff. At one point I went in there and it was like midnight, and my mom had the vacuum cleaner and was vacuuming out the lint trap on the dryer. It's like, okay, I can see how that's probably needed at this point in time, but if we're having people come over, why is that what's happening right this very second? And when I got up this morning and went out to the kitchen, she of course had left me a note saying that they were coming over here and please work on cleaning or whatever. It's like, you know, there's company coming over. It doesn't look like you did anything beyond vacuum the damn lint trap, so it's like, you know what? I will work on my stuff. I will do that because I've wanted to do that. I've talked about doing that for a while. Now, she did benefit because, like, the living room looks way better than it did because I got the boxes condensed and out of the middle of it, and they're kind of over stacked up by the dog crates. On the vibration plate that she wanted to keep. That was so important. And then it's just been in the way and like by my stuff in the way. And it's like, you know what? Fuck it. It's moving over there by the dog crate and everything's going right on top of it because, hey, that's it. It's flat. It makes sense that it would be there to stack stuff on, right? So we're rolling with that since we're not using it anyway. And okay. I probably have not helped the situation because the love seat in the living room, like I go in there and twice a day I stand on it to open the curtains and close the curtains, right? Because I'm the one that cares about having daylight in the house. So, you know, first thing I do when I wake up is open mine, and then ideally remember to open the one in the office with the birds. I have forgotten a couple times though. It's just like if I get sidetracked and have to do something else and forget to go in there right before I go get dressed, then I sometimes forget. Which actually the last time I did, I remembered at like 1. It's like, oh shit. So I've been much better about not skipping on that one since I had that incident. It's like, you know what, we're not doing that. We're gonna try to remember. So that's kind of priority. I think what happened was I didn't go in there before I got ready. I was going to go in there after it, but I got sidetracked when after rolled around and didn't go in there. So, Peppy, there's nobody here, kid. I shut my parents' door, so she is laying outside of the door thinking somebody is in there. She tried really hard to get to go with them because usually she gets to go along when they go to like my grandma's house or wherever, and she got thrown back in the house. I mean, not thrown, but booted. She was not happy. However, I will point out that if you make it a habit of not putting the dogs on the leashes whenever you take them anywhere, they do come up with their own ideas on when they can go out and whatnot. So yeah. When she's with me, like when we're going walking with the other dogs, then she's always, I mean, obviously she's always on a leash. But that's like one of my biggest pet peeves with my dad is he does not give a shit. And I'm surprised that one of the dogs has not ended up in the middle of the road with the way he is so careless about it. But luckily that has not happened. I mean, Holly's gone anyway at this point, but yeah. That was a fun endeavor. So after I said yes to life today and did the thing that I was feeling inclined to do, even though I tried to talk myself out of it a couple times earlier in the week, or was more reluctant about it, when I went to walk the dogs, okay, I cleaned the bathroom, I took a shower, and I got ready. And then it's like hiatus, and I was doing laundry too. That's since I had this big mound of it in my bathtub. So I've gotten a couple of loads of laundry done today. Currently, my towels are in the dryer. And like I said, I don't wash my stuff with my parents' stuff at all whatsoever now because that makes bad habits. That suddenly becomes, they're washing the stuff and then my stuff smells like pee, or I get to wash the stuff and have to deal with the stuff still smelling like pee afterwards anyway, and it's still not fun. It's like when it's like wet still, like, because the dryer, we're having to like run 2 or 3 times before it's able to really get it all done. And towels, usually it might take up to 3 or 4, depending on the day and the size of the load. But there were a lot of other towels in there too, but it's like, nope, not doing those. I'm doing the ones that directly affect my stuff, or my space. So I washed my towels, and I did a little load of clothes, like the super light stuff, and then the colors. I have a shit ton of colors, y'all. I'm into my colorful stuff. These will go for the legging load, so that, I mean, I have enough leggings that I think I could wear a different pair for maybe close to 2 months and not have any repeats. But I'm limited on how many hangers I have to hang them. So usually I do get a good, decent load of them anyway. But how did it happen there? Oh, this morning, my aunt sent me a message asking if I would spend some time with her dog, the little corgi pup, because she was going to watch the grandbaby up in Noblesville. And of course, my parents had to go with her because my mom can't drive but wanted to go up there, and my dad was the driver, but it sounds like he wasn't really glorious to spend the day with, to be honest. But sounds like a whole lot of not my problem. So, yeah. And I'm sure my grandma probably went with them too. Yeah, okay, hold on. Can't see it. There's some really big ass bird out there, like, hunting little birds, I think, and I just see its shadow swoop in front of the, my aunt's shed. It's like I saw it like 3 or 4 times. It's like, couldn't get it. It's probably up over me. But anyway, so she wanted me to take the corgi and spend some time with it today, since otherwise it was just going to be in the crate all day. And her son did make it to his interview without me having to worry about anything. So yay. Yeah. And, so I got these four over here. I got my 3 dogs, and I got Peppy in there. Nobody's here. She's just trying to scare the shit out of me. Yeah. But anyway, so I have these guys in the car, and I go and I pick up the corgi. Keep in mind, anytime I've walked Daisy, usually somebody is here to hang back with Peppy. Like if if my parents are around, then I will leave her here because she's hit and miss on whether she even has any interest in it. It's mainly she doesn't want to be left alone. So if nobody else is home, she gets to go walk. And she does kind of expect it now because like she won't be right by the door, but she'll be somewhere nearby and she'll just kind of be looking when I come back in for her. Because I always take my 3 out so I can hook them in the seat belts, and then Ziva doesn't get seat belted. She gets to ride in the front seat, but the other 2 have to stay in the back. Yeah, but then we went and got Daisy. And anytime I have done this, either my aunt's been with me or I've only had 4. Today I had all 5 by myself. And we handled it. It was intense at times. A little bit of an ordeal with the corgi doesn't walk real well on a leash and is very like, whole lot of pull, and Taz and Gidge pull a bunch too, but their leashes are longer. And when everybody gets all excited, then they kind of like weave in between each other's leashes, and that gets to be a whole pain. I got tangled up a couple times. I saved myself, but it was still a pain in the ass. But we handled it. Probably not big on the agenda to do it that way again, but if it happens, then so be it. We'll make it work. So yeah, while we were walking, I heard a hawk screeching overhead, and I look up, and there were like 2 that were flying really close to each other, and like they were both up there. The hawks are out and busy today. So there were 2 over there, and then I think I saw a third something, but I think it was probably a vulture. I got several pictures, but nothing close enough because I had 5 dogs on the, 5 leashes in my one hand when I was trying to take pictures. And it's really hard to take pictures while being pulled one direction and trying to zoom and all that fun stuff with the other hand. Luckily, I have a little thing I can stick my finger through on the back of my phone, but it still was a pain. Yeah, but we handled it. But it was really cool to have the the hawk experience because 2 were definitely very clearly hawks, and the way they flew past each other was really cool. So yeah, so I was all excited about that, and excusez-moi, when we got back to the house, I took Daisy back home, and then the rest of us came back over here. And I was working on laundry again, and I went ahead and was working on my stuff in the living room, which was condensing and stacking over to the side and sweeping up a shit ton of dog hair. You don't appreciate how much dog hair blows around until you have to move stuff that's normally stationary. And because it got dumped on me like it did, the can you clean, and get this, surprise, surprise, they never came back to help either. So, yeah. I acknowledge the note, and I very much mainly just worked on my stuff. The stuff in the living room benefits them, but it was still mainly my stuff. The stuff that was not, the big bunch of blankets that she wanted to hang on to that didn't fit anything else, and I think some of them are like flannel sheets, and I can't use flannel sheets. It get too hot. So I just normally the place the extra blankets go is in my closet in the other room. I mean, because that's just where they always have. But today they went in front of their closet in their bedroom because they did not participate in any of the cleaning stuff that I was doing. And there's a bunch of shit in front of that closet because I was getting it out of the way of the other room. So it's like, yep, they're just going to have to deal with it at this point because I don't give a shit. So, yeah. Then, as I'm doing that, I sent them a message about Gracie because they were supposed to pick Gracie up today. Guess who got to pick Gracie up? It wasn't them. Yeah, they were like, well, we're eating at Culver's and we're way up here in Fisher's and can you get her? And it's like, we're doing this again, are we? I see how it is, but like I said, I'm not going to, the kid is not going to be affected by the reaction to the bullshit that's that's going on otherwise, right? So the kid doesn't suffer, right? It's just how it is. My brother and I will figure that out. And of course, when I get pulled into this other stuff, I sent her a message back and I was like, it's like you forgot company was coming today. What's that all about? Don't worry, we vacuumed the freaking dryer lint thing. But that was like it. Oh, I think she folded some blankets. The cord to the vacuum cleaner was still plugged in over the stove today, and the vacuum cleaner is in the family room. I unplugged the vacuum cleaner, and then I flipped the cord over her chair and left it there. And then when I was trying to move it, when Gracie and I came back, and it overlapped with the time that my parents were back before going over to my brother's house, I was trying to pull the cord, and for some reason it wasn't moving. So I don't know if somebody's chair was on it. My mom moved her foot at one point, so I'm thinking it had something to do with her little section over there. And it's like, you know what? I'm not even going to bother with it anymore, and I just left it as it was. So I'm pretty sure she probably thinks that I'm staying back to clean, but she doesn't know I'm doing this whole YouTube thing either, so oops. But yeah. I've been feeling a wee bit feistier today. And when I got a bunch of that stuff done, I had this alert pop up that I had a message on YouTube. And it was just somebody leaving a shitty remark. And it's like, that hasn't happened very much, but I have gotten a couple that it's like, did you really need to say anything if you couldn't be like any kind of encouraging? And so I mean, both times it's like I just completely blocked them from being able to see my channel in the future and deleted the messages because I'm not going to leave that stuff on there to affect me in any kind of way. But I was thinking today, as much as I've spent time talking on here about bullying and how much I loathe a bully, I think I'm going to start taking screenshots and just have a nice little collection of them. And then one of these days, maybe I'll just go through and like have them posted somewhere. Like people are doing a lot with the blasting the bullies because they think they can get away with treating people like shit just because, they're hiding behind a computer. I am partial to the idea of exposing them where the opportunity arises, because that goes right in there with that. Like the other day I was talking about how the bullying has been allowed to exist far too long, and that is why it continues to go. But when we get to a point where enough of us are pushing back against it, they can't stand up to it. And then when, people are having to face themselves as assholes all over social media or wherever, then maybe they'll reevaluate how they treat people. And yeah, like at this point in time, I don't even bother with doing anything on, I have Instagram and I go on there. My posts are very boring on there. But, right now I've just kind of kept it locked down. Hi. not because I won't open it up, because I very much, like, I've had some people that have asked to follow me, but it's like I'm not doing anything with them yet, because one of these days I will open it up, and then I know there's going to be a bunch of them that'll automatically be approved at that point in time. But while I'm still working on the things, it still keeps them out of getting too close and trying to mess up my forward momentum while I am still working on the building of things, right? So yeah. But yeah, I was thinking I'm just going to start taking screenshots and saving those stuff, and I'll put it in a little folder on my computer, and then one of these days when I've opened it up and, you know, goes to do whatever it's meant to do, and then we'll also acknowledge the fact that there have been assholes coming along the way. The first two, unfortunately, got exempt from that just because I didn't think about it until right now. Well, earlier when it came up, I deleted her stuff and, like, eliminated all access to my stuff. But then I was like, no, I should have saved that so I could be like, hey, here are the people that were assholes along the way and tried to get me to not do the thing that I knew I was supposed to do. That was kind of funny. I messed myself up, though. So, in that process, I went to look at something else. Last time I saw my subscribers on there, is at like 88. And it's like, that's pretty cool. And I clicked on something, and at first I thought I clicked on my page, and I like started panicking when I was like, why am I down to 64? And I realized I was on somebody else's page. It's like, oh, I didn't lose that many. We're good. In fact, when I realized that and then went to my stuff, I'm up a couple more. So I'm at 90 now. So that's impressive. Not bad for not trying to grow my channel at all, right? All I do is the thing and then put myself out there publicly. So if anybody wants to see it, then they can. And if they don't, then don't. Don't have to come around and say the mean things. I don't like the people that say the mean things. That's why, you know, I have such problems with my family. Look how cute this is. But it's really been kind of fun to see that moment of saying yes to the universe today and to what life has to offer and possibilities. It's been a good day. Excuse me. I'm sure there's more that I was going to talk about. Could just hang out here with her. She's super cute. Ignore the red paint blop on. Sorry. She was ignoring it. Why couldn't I ignore it, right? Yeah. It'd be a really nice time to skate, but I'm all clean and, you know, company's coming over. So I guess I probably won't do that. Should probably tomorrow, though. What are you doing? Why are you so cuddly? What? It just happened. I don't even know what that was. She just very, very much wants the attention. Yes. I was thinking that since I will probably have some nervous energy to make sure to burn off in the next few days. Hi. You're like all up on my arm. I can't see anything. It's Gidget's video now, man. It's a Gidget time. Hi. Yeah, so what are you doing? She occasionally gets this friendly in the car, but are you trying to lick my perfume off again? Stop it. She probably just wants some attention, like the outside exercising kind, which we will do. Stop licking my bracelets. Anyway, since I have some, I'll probably have some nervous energy to burn off for a few days. I was thinking, definitely, now that my bathroom's clean, I'm that much closer to being able to paint it, right? So that's on the agenda. I don't know if that will be this week or the next week, because the next week the parents are going to be out of town. And that's a fine time to not say anything about painting the bathroom and then just paint the bathroom. It's my bathroom, so it doesn't really affect them, but until they go in there at some point. It's not going to be near as chaotic as this room is. This is like my least chaos wall, too. I mean, I got my tree on there and everything. So, I think next time, when I get to this little cottage house thing that I keep talking about, I'm going to do another tree, but I'm going to paint the ceiling part of it too. I've just been looking at that a lot here lately as I get ready for bed. And it's like, I should have painted the ceiling. Like, that would have annoyed my parents. But next space, I'm totally doing it. And the big thing will be, I think once I do not live here, there will be immensely less chaos in my system anyway. So I think, the pretty wall over here, I love this wall. And it's like, I think part of it is just it feels less chaotic than the parts I did where I didn't skate beforehand. And here, we'll flip this. This wall is partly a result of not having skated the chaos out of my system first. It was, and this, this other corner, which you can't really see much of because it's got a bunch of stuff in front of it right this second. But I didn't skate for either of those, and it's more chaotic, and I like where it's there, but it's not quite as spider webby there as it is over there. But I am glad that I did it this way, because this gives me an actual demonstration of, hey, this is in my system if I don't, clear my energy pretty regular. It's it's literally what happens, and of course skating helps with that. Also the painting helped with that. But yeah. Okay. Just go ahead and do it. So I signed up for the thing, right? And to be put in front of somebody, right? And it's literally there've been a series of things that went into lining it up just right. And part of that was, it cost money. So there was about a 2.5 month span of time where I didn't get to turn in any time with Gracie because she wasn't coming over at all, right? So one of the big things was cost money to do the thing. And we just so happened to have Gracie all last weekend. She had 2 overnights. So it's I turned in a bunch of time because I know I'm limited on time that I can turn in. So while I have it, I'm going to take advantage of it because it soon will not be there. And I will soon be looking for other stuff to do. But because this one thing costs money, then this other thing comes up, and I had enough to do it and do a couple other things that I've been like wanting to do as well. Okay, granted, I didn't really need all the shirts that I got today, but they're super fun, and I love them so much that I got them. One of them is it's a shirt that says, well-behaved women rarely make history. So I felt like that was a need here lately. And I got one that's like peace, love, and chaos. And it's from this like mystical allure shop or something. And there's one with like a little Grim Reaper dude. And it says, on my way to stir the pot. So it's like, there's just a bunch of things. It's like, I need these. I need them in my life. Do I need more clothes? Not necessarily, but hey, that gives me an opportunity to thin some more stuff out, I suppose. I don't really need the repeat tie-dye, but I have one tie-dye shirt. It's like the exact same shirt that's in 2 different colors. And I think, like, she'd gotten me one that fit, which, like, I mostly wear large, but, you know, I can go back and forth between large and extra large. I'm not little. It's all right. Not afraid to admit that. But she got me one that was large that fit perfectly. And then somewhere along the line, she got me a couple other shirts that were extra large because they didn't have them in large. And then they didn't have this other one in large anymore. So she got me another extra large in it. So I have it in extra large and in large. It's like, I really didn't need 2 of the exact same shirt. But okay. So yeah, one of those probably shipped out too. Yeah. But I got my shirts, and probably a little pricier than I needed to spend. But at this point, I'm realizing how the scarcity consciousness basically just chokes off the flow. It's like, every time I've had something come up that I've wanted to do or needed to do, universe is like making sure something shows up that I'm able to do the thing. So it's like, obviously, it's way more in control of stuff, like stuff I didn't even realize was going to be coming up. Like, obviously, okay, when my brother's family, like, they wouldn't have had to go on that little short trip to Oklahoma, but since they're moving, which I didn't know earlier on this journey, but because, you know, they're moving there and wanted to go house hunting, I ended up, you know, dog sitting for that week and doing some other odds and ends. And so it's like, there's little things that are coming up, and it's like always right in time for anything that I want or need to do. So it's like just learning to really trust that universe got me. You know, whatever happens, whatever's going on, it's got me. And I just got to surrender to the flow and just, you know, just go with it, right? I mean, I can't do anything about it one way or another, and worrying about it doesn't do anything except for, like, choke off the pathways too. So fuck that. But, you know, on the, just in general, like the learning to trust myself, that's obviously the biggest thing right now. And the one thing, it's like when I was looking for a sign, and then I woke up the other night, like, cause okay, I said I would do the thing if I had a dream, and like these 3 topics came up, and then it was like, as I woke up, it's like, why do I need that when this is literally an opportunity that I wouldn't have otherwise had? Why do I need something silly to come up to encourage me to do the thing? Why don't I just do the thing? See, like, okay, when 2023, that was when I retired roller derby. Before I retired roller derby, there was a Halloween bout, and I kept saying, I might do that. And if this and this, then I'll do that. And then I got to a point, it's like, obviously, since I'm thinking about it, so why wouldn't I do that? It's like there's some kind of interest there if, because the Halloween bout was one that, like, people can sign up for anywhere, and, like, they're not people you play with regularly, but, it's an opportunity to play with a bunch of people. It's just a scrimmage. So I signed up to do the thing. And then the friends that I was supposed to do it with bailed, and I still did the thing. And it was fun. And if nothing else, then I got to play with the damn makeup a little more and figure out some stuff on that end, which that was one thing I will say very much disappointed me with the league that I was involved with. Like the whole part of what I loved about the whole roller derby experience. I have a dog here that is driving me nuts. Was roller derby. I mean, roller derby makeup's kind of a big thing, right? It's like I've always seen the crazy makeup, and like then when I was doing the thing and started playing around with it, there was like one girl at one point that I think she did like kiss makeup, and she had like a star on her face, but that was it. It's like aside from that, they might do something for bout days, but no, otherwise it was just nothing. It's like, I rolled with like trying to figure out Storm makeup at one point in time, since my derby name was Storm. And I was like, it'll be all right. This one girl will be there and have makeup. And then she shows up and doesn't have makeup, and she's done skating, by the way. And it's like, fuck. So I'm the only one in the picture with any makeup on at all. And it was a lot, but it was still something I could play around with. So at least I got to do that. And I will say, had I not done roller derby, I wouldn't have gotten into playing with my makeup near as much as I have been here lately. And now it's just on a regular basis. So obviously not as crazy as it is for if you're gonna do roller derby makeup, but Halloween bout was another story. Halloween bout, I had Halloween makeup. So you had to play with that a little bit, and that wasn't something that I would normally ever get too involved with. It's like I don't even dress up for Halloween. I have a couple times with Gracie because she requested it, but like other than that, it's like I haven't done that in forever. Although since there have been so many things shifting here lately, I'm inclined to think I'll probably get more into it. I don't think I mean, look, okay, I wear Halloween shirts. I'm at the point now where I'm going to wear them year round. It's like I don't give a shit about the rest of it. It's like, forget Christmas and all that crap for all that matter. It's like, give me Halloween and screw the rest. And year round Halloween for that matter. I did take the Halloween decorations down, most of them. I still have a couple things over here that, excuse my dusty ass fan. All her Happy Hallows Eve thing. And the little pumpkin bear guy. I mean, Jack Skellington and crew, I don't really count that as Halloween, even though it's technically kind of. That's like year-round stuff. Yeah, and like my little FurryBones dudes, they're not going anywhere. I love them too much. Let's show you this one. This is my first one. It's just dusty. Let me get the dust off. Get part of the dust off anyway. Little FurryBones. Yeah. First one I got when we went to New Orleans. And I got a weird collection of them now. Well, this one's dusty. Who cares? Little butterfly dude. Yeah. Oh, and the octopus. I'll show the octopus. Knock over the damn mermaid. See, I enjoy these things. Yeah. You're just staring at me. I feel like there was something else I was I was gonna talk about, but I don't know what it was. Obviously, I haven't done very much in here. I put a couple boxes in here, the things for me to go through, and one's a bunch of pictures. I gotta be honest, dudes. I'm kind of getting rid of some family stuff too at this point. Like all the pictures that I've had of my grandfather on my computer, it's like deleted, deleted. I feel no attachment to these, deleted. So, yeah, don't tell my family. Yeah. I don't know. I'd really like to skate. But I know that's not really ideal with the other stuff that's going to happen. And my aunt and uncle coming over. Yeah. I'll hang out until, well, while they're here and all that fun stuff. And might as well be clean since I'm already clean and my hair's all clean today. And that's hit and miss. Since I don't wash it as often with the whole vivid colors thing. I need to put water in my bamboo. Don't mind me, I just looked up and saw the bamboo. It's like, oh yeah, I need to do that. Yeah, there's that looking like my peace lily needs a refresher too. I did not realize how temperamental plants can be until I've had peace lilies. And then it's like, they start drooping immediately as soon as something is not right. And it's like, hey, reminds me to do it to water it in a timely fashion and make that happen. So that's good. Which also encourages me to water all the rest of them too. Yeah. So I might go ahead and do that here in a few. My mom asked me while I was over there getting Gracie, she sends me a message of, have you talked to your brother today? It's like, a little bit. And I mean, I said a little bit and then moved on and said that the dogs had eaten in case she got back and knew not to feed them, right? So she sends me a message back saying, I was wondering if they've sold a lot of stuff or whatever, because apparently they're having a yard sale, and apparently they're starting it tonight. I thought it was just tomorrow. I did not know they were doing it tonight as well. So thus the reason, they're all going over there, or they're all over there now. My aunt and uncle were wanting a couple recliners, so they were going to see what they had on that end, and go from there. Mom's just nosing around. She immediately, well, not immediately, she sent a message a little bit ago to my to my brother, and said something about, you have a patio on this house in Oklahoma. It would be nice if you took the 2 benches and the table or whatever over there. She cannot stand it if she's not ass deep in the middle of everybody going through stuff. And, they've gotten rid of a lot of stuff over the years that she didn't approve of them getting rid of. And why would you get rid of that when it's perfectly good and you might need it sometime? So when they were leaving their last old house, we took their microwave. It was a really little one, but just in case kind of a thing. And what was the other thing? Oh, at one point they gave me a paper shredder. Now, the paper shredder that my parents had apparently blew up not that long ago. So now they get that one. But it has to be cleaned up a little bit first because it was next to a bird cage. So I'll just say that. It does need to be cleaned up. And then the microwave crapped out too. So it's like, yes, on the one hand, it was very convenient that we had those. On the other hand, did we also possibly put it in motion to have the other one crap out because we collected the other thing that we didn't really need. You know, and there's some like shelves that are supposed to go over to my grandma's house to have pictures on, some of those like floating shelves. They were going to throw them away, and I did grab them. I was going to sell them because they said I could, but then they just kind of ended up hanging out in the garage, and now they're going over to grandma's, which is fine because that doesn't sound near as exciting to try to post it to sell as it did before. It's just like, but yeah. I guess I should probably go see about my laundry because it sounds like it's done in there. It appears to be quiet. And I don't really have anything else that I can think of right now that I want to talk about at the moment. So there are a few other things that I'm like kind of weaving together, but I think I'm going to journal on them a bit before I bring them here. I will say another thing. There was one of the keynote readings I watched last night. I watched two different piles. In one of them, she had like 3 cards in a row that's like 1, 1, 1. And she said, you might be seeing a lot of those. It's like, kind of. I can't tell you how many times I've seen the 111 in some capacity on the timer while I've been doing this. And the other day, I went on Instagram, and there was like something that had 111,000 likes, I think, and then 111 comments. It was like 111, 111 right there. It's like, okay. You know, and I see a lot of those. And so then today, of course, being the 11th, it's like, you know what? We're going to roll. We're going to do the thing, right, that we were kind of sketchy about. Okay, the other detail of that endeavor was it's for the time frame it came up is while my parents are out of town, which is automatically the best time for that to happen, right? Because I'd be way weirder if they were around and the whole thing came about. So I don't have to worry about that. They won't be around. And all the right pieces just happen to fall into place. So it's like, yep, this is, I'm just meant to move on it and fucking roll. So we'll just see what happens. I don't really, I got nothing. No. Go mess around with laundry a little further. See, it just seems so short that it's like less than 55 minutes at this point. Not that that's a bad thing, but honestly, I will say I'm not above using the length on a video as a kind of deterrent for people that would otherwise not want you know, if it's like a short one, they might be more inclined to check it out. But if it's a longer one, then, I mean, not everybody's going to be interested in those. So, yeah. Even though that's, you know, that's still a decent chunk of time. Yeah. I think that was the thing with the shitty remark I got on the other video earlier, was it was the shorter one. It was the one I was still, like, my thoughts were kind of all over the place when I was talking, but then it ended up being the thing that, you know, I cut the video off and then got fired up because, like, exactly what I talked about happening and expecting to happen ended up happening, and then I was kind of pissed because it all came about that way. But yeah, that was the kind of the shitty thing that or the shitty comment came in after. But it's just like, yeah, I'm not doing that. Like, we're not entertaining the assholes anymore. So fuck it. But like I said, I guess I'll go do laundry and force 5444. As always, I appreciate you. Until the next time. See ya.